I've spent the last couple of months with customers all around the world, and they are all focused on enabling their enterprises to adopt AI more rapidly, but they are facing challenges, in some cases around access to accelerated compute, in some cases around identifying use cases that can provide quick wins, because they're asking their boards for dollars to fund these initiatives, and the boards in return are asking for immediate quantitative benefits. But taking a big step back, there's nothing that I have heard or that we have heard as it relates to companies' desire to continue to embrace AI as a foundational technology, but it's more because it helps them run their businesses better, identify trends in data that help them either accelerate revenue or identify or use data to help them reduce costs, run the businesses more efficiently. Those trends aren't changing.
Can I talk about that? Because this revaluation, if you will, across the Magnificent Seven really comes down to capital spending, and are we seeing a meaningful rate of return in that capital spending? What can you tell us then in terms of what your clients are telling you about a productivity premium?
Sure. Well, they're looking, customers are looking for that return on investment. If I can give you maybe a case study example,
please.
We have a large pharmaceutical research company that has 30 years of clinical trials data, some of it's structured data in rows and columns, some of it's unstructured data. What they've been able to do is to lay a data foundation across all of that global data over 30 years, and through that identify ties between specific specific genes and organic compounds that act on those genes, which allows them to then predict which compounds will impact which genes, which has rapidly accelerated their drug discovery process, saving them hundreds of millions of dollars in the R&D process, getting them to kind of step two of their process more quickly. And so those are the types of business insights that are capable or that are possible when you're capable of analyzing your data in detail. But that's a pretty interesting use case as we think about companies using data that they have and using it to make better business decisions.
And how are you navigating the regulatory aspects and the regulatory challenges, whether they apply to, you have China Galaxy Securities as a client, the China market, huge opportunity but huge challenges as well. How are you threading that needle, Charles?
Well, the first regulatory challenges are what to do about AI, and I think the industry is moving so quickly that for better or worse, we're going to have to rely on self-regulation. I don't think the regulators can move as quickly as the market is moving. I think you've seen some instances in the United States where that's kind of proven out. You know, as it relates to the markets in which we do business, we sell products to our customers literally around the world. We sell a set of software tools and capabilities that are useful in pretty much every geography. Cloudera, I guess, at its foundation, was an open source, based on an open source project that was sourced from global software developers. We were the foundational company in the big data movement of about 10 years ago. Went public in 2017, taken private for about $5 billion in 2021. And during that time, we grew into literally a global company with more than $1 billion in revenue from 100 countries. So we do business everywhere.
Charles, on Sri's question about regulation, how does it make you feel? And what do you say to clients when the question comes up, right? And they go, Charles, look, you probably agree that regulation over AI is probably crucial, but it seems as though Europe, as well as for that matter, China, has stolen a march on the U.S. in terms of regulation.
I think every political regime is trying to figure out regulation on its own accord. The most common response we've seen is for companies to try to keep kind of data within sovereign clouds and within sovereign borders. And that's something we're spending a lot of time with customers here and in Europe, as well as in North America, dealing with. But I think that the regulators are going to continue to be challenged. What we try to do, again, is to provide the tools that help our customers drive AI. The regulation we're kind of leaving to the regulators, but we try to make sure that we are being responsible in the tools we provide and also teaching people how to use those tools.